Chapter 27 of The Tree Dwellers by Katherine Elizabeth Dopp. Recorded for LibriVox.org. Things to think about. Do you think that the Fire Clan use fire in as many ways as we do? What do we use it for? How many uses do you think that the Fire Clan made of it? Can you think how people learned to cook food? How Bodo used fire. All the Tree Dwellers now knew that the fire was their friend. They found it useful in many ways. It guarded the spot where they slept at night, and it helped them all through the day. They no longer swung from branch to branch. When they carried a firebrand, it was safe to walk on the ground. Their hands were at last free. When Bodo started out with his firebrand, the wild animals ran to their dens. Sometimes Bodo pursued them. He chased some of the animals home to their dens, but he never went to the caves. Saber-Tooth and the cave bear were too large and fierce. The hyenas were small, but they lived in packs. So Bodo learned to let them alone. But he was not afraid of the gophers and badgers. He chased them to their holes and tried to smoke them out. He would build a fire at the mouth of a hole. Then he would stand with a club in his hand and watch. He would watch until the animal came out. Sometimes he had to wait a long time. But in the end he nearly always got meat to eat. One day he was hunting squirrels. He chased a squirrel to its hole in a tree. Then he tried to smoke it out. He waited a long time in vain, so at last he set fire to the tree. But the rain soon came and his fire went out. So Bodo struck the tree with his club. The trunk gave way. Bodo peeped into the hollow tree. He wanted to find the squirrel. It lay there perfectly still. He put in his hand and pulled it out. It had been killed by the fire and smoke. He began to eat the warm flesh. He wondered why it was so hot and tender. Bodo did not know then that the flesh had been roasted. This was the first time that he had ever eaten cooked food. Not long afterward, all the people learned to roast meat. Things to do. Draw a picture of Bodo hunting with a firebrand. See if you can find trees that have hollows in them. How do you think that the hollows were made? Find out whether there are any animals near you that live in hollow trees. End of Chapter 27. This recording is in the public domain.